It's Saturday afternoon, women's college basketball on BCSN for Wolverine-Hoosier Athletic Conference action as the Siena Heights University Saints host Aquinas University Saints. Welcome courtside alongside Scoop Miller. I'm Tim Clagg, and this game's going to go a long way in conference play, determining if these two teams are going to remain in the battle. Right now, Aquinas sits 10-3. Siena just 10-4, half game behind them, but Aquinas got the best of Siena with a 4-point victory in the first meeting earlier this season.
Yeah, and you can bank that's going to be in the back of Siena Heights' mind all afternoon. You know, both these teams had great seasons. They're both 17-6 coming in, and you mentioned the fact they're just one half game separates them in the conference standings. So it's certainly going to be important that, you know, both teams, they want to try to come out, establish the game early, and sort of set that intensity at a high level, which I think we'll see all afternoon.
Aquinas comes in here on a 6-game winning streak, and during that winning streak, their defense has stepped up, allowing their opponents to only score 52 points per game.
Yeah, that's been very impressive. And what's really so good about that is they've held their opponents to such a low shooting percentage. During that span, I think their opponents have shot under 30% from the floor and even lower from that for the three-point line. So that's going to be a key today against a Siena Heights team that you know, has a lot of bounce, has a lot of kids that can hurt you in a lot of ways.
And they're looking to bounce back, too, coming off one of their worst losses, a 15-point loss to University of Michigan Dearborn. And for just the third time this season, they were held under 60 points.
Yeah, you know, that's got to leave a bad taste in their mouth. But, you know, on the flip side of that, you know, Michigan Dearborn, that's a team that's 19-4. Siena Heights was up by 4 points at halftime. So they had some positive in that game. They just not finished the way they wanted to. But Siena Heights comes in winners of 6 of their last 8. So, you know, they have some confidence. But at the same time, I think they want to right the ship after a tough loss like you mentioned.
And Aquinas, during that stretch, Michaela Faber has played very well, coming off a career-high 26-point performance, and she was darn near perfect, 12 of 13 from the field in their last game.
Yeah, she had an incredible game, but she's had a great season for them. You know, she comes in averaging over 13 points a game, about 8 rebounds a game, so she's been one of those key people all year. But the fact, if you mentioned, if she's hitting 12 out of 13 shots, not only is she doing her job, getting open inside, but her teammates are trying to find her as well.
For Siena Heights, it's the local product. Demi Russell from Toledo Central Catholic, the redshirt junior, leading the team in scoring and shooting above 50% from the field. Look for her to get it done inside.
Yeah, she's been a catalyst for this team all season long. You know, you mentioned her offensive numbers, but she also is a solid defender. That's what really impresses me. I mean, she leads the Saints in block shots. She's a presence inside. You know, she gets her share of the rebounds as well, but she is going to be a key to this game tonight, I believe.
It's the second meeting between Siena Heights and Aquinas, and it's coming up next right here on BCSN.
Welcome back to Siena Heights University. I'm here with head coach Sue Siljebeck for the Saints. And coach, been a great start to the 2018-19 campaign. Your squad's off to a 17-6 start. What have been some of the keys for you guys' early season success?
You know, I think our key is that we're very deep. Usually we haven't been this deep, but we can go 9, 10 deep and play. And we've been able to catch some people that maybe aren't as, you know, don't have as long of a bench and catch them in the end or play with them there. So that's been part of our success. And we're starting to play together. We struggle early with some outside shooting, and now that's coming along to complement our post game.
You're coming off a really tough loss to a very good Michigan Dearborn team. What are some of the positives you guys could take away from that tough loss?
Yeah, you know, I think it was 56 seconds we had. It was a 1-point game up there. We went in halftime ahead 21-25, I believe it was, so up 4. We're just a defensive-minded team to be able to hold them there. And then, you know, unfortunately, let them come back out a little bit in that third quarter was the downfall. But if you take that last minute out, we're right in that basketball game at their place. So hopefully we'll get to catch them in our conference tournament somewhere down the line.
And today, of course, you're faced a very tough Aquinas team. You know, they come in at 10-3 in the WHAC, and you guys are just a half game back at 10-4. What are going to be some keys today for you guys' success?
I think it's going to be a good battle. They have 2 outstanding post players too, and we do as well. And so it's going to be a battle of the paint and keeping them out of the paint too, and probably them trying to keep us out of the paint. So we'll see who cracks first, and but push, you know, give a little bit better tempo for us, I think, and we can be right in there in that game.
Well, Coach, as always, thank you so much for your time. We wish you and the Saints the best of luck today. And we'll be back with some great action here from Siena Heights after these messages.
Thank you.
second and final meeting of the regular season between Aquinas and Siena Heights here on the campus of Siena Heights University. Tim Clegg alongside Scoot Miller here in round one. Aquinas picked up a 59-55 victory, and the fourth quarter was really the difference maker in that meeting. Aquinas outscored Siena by the score of 22-11.
You're right. That was game, set, match that fourth quarter. And surprisingly, that's where really Siena Heights has made some hay this year. They've been a solid fourth quarter team, but you have to credit Aquinas for a great finish and opening night. But certainly Siena has their sights on returning the favor here this afternoon.
Let's take a look now at today's starting lineups for the visiting Aquinas Saints. The point guard, Kaylee Hinton, the point guard, and then Bree Spica, one of the team's leaders. They start 2 seniors, 3 juniors. Michaela Faber coming off that career high, and then for Siena, Addison Tomczak, Anaya Powell, Charmaine Wills, and Demi Russell, the team's leading scorer last time. She had 10 points. Was tied as the high scorer in that first meeting all the way back in early December.
Well, I think it's safe to say, Tim, both these teams have improved immensely since that juncture. They both had outstanding seasons, both coming in 17-6 this afternoon, identical marks. But again, this is that key matchup in the WHAC here today where teams are trying to fight to that top spot. Right now, just a half game separating Siena and Aquinas.
And that's a tight battle for that third and fourth spot. That's where these two teams sit. Entering today's second meeting on the 2018-2019 season. Siena in the all-time series holds a slim 15-14 one-game lead here. Aquinas trying to tie it up and complete the season sweep. Russell set to tip with Faber. Ball in the air, we are underway, and Siena will control the opening tip, and Tomczak right away, jumper along the baseline, in and out, wasting no time right away, setting up their offense and pushing the tempo very quickly. Catch 3 off the right side. One and done opportunities in the first trip down the floor.
Yeah, like right now, both teams coming out, trying to be aggressive, trying to get the ball to the rack, trying to get inside. There's a great open look from top.
Both teams have misfired a couple threes in their opening possessions. That one was halfway in and bounced right back out. Hinton, the point guard, comes in 30 minutes. Both teams looking to get on the scoreboard here in this opening first quarter. Russell passes the ball over on the far wing. Shot clock winding down. Great defense by Faber, standing her ground and standing tall.
Yeah, great defense possession that time by Aquinas. Excellent job in the man-to-man, great pressure, forced a tough drive, but they're doing the job, finishing out possessions by checking out and holding the Saints to one and done.
And they finished possessions in that 73-55 victory. There's a deep three, missed everything. They shot 49% for the game in that victory against Concordia. Russell, she's not shy. That off the left side of the rim. Russell, not a player that's afraid to step outside the paint and shoot, as we just saw.
Yeah, but you have to like how Aquinas does a great job getting hand up and really trying to bother that look. You know, that's why their field goal defense has been so good. They contest shots.
Late rotation, Aquinas taking advantage. Was Bree Spica hitting it off the window and in.
Yeah, solid move there by Spica. Saw just a little crease, took advantage. Nice job with the left hand, getting off the glass and in.
See if Siena can answer back. Spin inside. Russell had it stripped away. Hitting up ahead to Andrews in transition. Hitting, there's a deep three on the far side. She knocks it down. Keely Hitton.
Well, that's a good sign there for Aquinas. You know, Hitton comes in only 31% for three-point land, but she buries her first one down.
She had 19 against Robert Morris earlier on in the year. Shot right at the elbow, and the first points for Charmaine Wills comes right at the elbow.
You know, great ball movement that time. You know, they're able to move the basketball without having to try to put the ball on the deck, and resulted in a nice open mid-range jumper. And Siena has her first bucket.
Entering the post now. Faber blocked from behind, holding her upper forehead. Thought she got fouled. A great defense by Russell. Wills driving on the baseline off the mark. Ends up in the hands of Tomczak, who lets a three fly.
Yeah, great check out right there by Carly Andrews. You know, both teams doing an excellent job on the boards. There's been no offensive rebounds here in the first 3 minutes and 40 seconds of this contest. That's just a sign that, you know, that's why these teams are 17-6. You know, they make you earn everything. You know, they're both teams are gifted offensively, but really where they've kind of separated themselves from the pack, the fact that they both could get into you and play solid defense.
Most of the substitutions, Alyssa Larson checking in for Siena, as well as Destiny Lewis and Allie Fredrickson. Turnaround jumper, pops out at the last second. Tell you what, Siena wastes no time pushing the tempo down the floor in transition, but it results in a steal this time.
Once again, great job defending the paint. They're just not letting the balls get deep in the lane. It's resulted in 2 early turnovers for Siena.
Ball's loose, able to corral it along the wing. That was Lewis. High ball screen. Spica trying to get some separation. The left hand. And a three in the corner. Believe that's going to be a shot clock violation here. We heard the horn go off. Referees coming to collaborate with one another. It looked like that ball scoop just went off of the backboard and didn't touch any part of the rim.
Well, that's what the discussion is now. It's clearly after the shot clock went off, but I guess the question now is, did that ball hit the rim?
It hit the left side, it looked like, by the angle there. Look at it one more time. Yeah, hit off the left side of the iron. So that should, in theory, reset the shot clock, and that basket should count.
Yeah, I think they're going to get it right. But I think what they might do, it might be a shot clock reset.
You're exactly
and the
right.
Ball out of bounds.
Right now, they have 28 seconds on that shot clock here. Boy, Bree Spica was hoping she was going to get the points there.
Yeah, that's a tough break. But it was an excellent defense possession for Siena until they did not corral the rebound. You know, I thought Otava especially did a great job D'ing it up, forced a tough shot, but the ball did graze the rim. I think the officials got it right.
That's something.
Resets.
In the first meeting, Siena did very well. 46 rebounds, had a +9 in that category in the first meeting in December.
Yeah, that's always obviously a huge stat, and I think that's going to come into play again today.
First foul.
Tough break right there. You know, pretty good defensive effort, trying to do a good job of containing the lane. They had a lot of help in the paint, but when they came around to reach on the arm, that's going to result in a foul.
That was foul number 1 on Demi Russell. Great defense on the inbound. Offensive foul called. That's the first foul against Aquinas.
You're right, that was a great defensive possession that out of bounds. That's almost like a coverage sack. There was nobody open, and it forced an illegal screen. So that's a great job there by that Siena Heights defense to force the first turnover.
Little pick and roll action. Shot at the free throw line off the mark. Banks fighting for that loose ball. And Banks and Larson force the misfire, and Siena will take control of the basketball underneath.
Yeah, this will be the first really second chance opportunity for Siena Heights here as, you know, really Aquinas had that rebound, but miscommunication there. ends up going out of bounds to see if the Saints can take advantage.
Siena shoots 41% as a team on the year in that first contest. They were relegated to just shooting 30%. Beautiful entry in the post. How about the great recovery, though, by Allie Fredrickson defensively?
Yeah, just great help side defense once again. They're making life miserable in the paint, and that's where you win basketball games, in the paint. And right now, Aquinas has done an excellent job through the opening 5+ minutes.
Both teams have brought the defensive intensity, and keeping the ball high away from the defender was Hannah Brayfeld.
Yeah, nice job. Kept the ball upstairs. Nice soft touch there from the baseline.
7-2 start. Early, Banks. She fires from deep. Offensive rebound, reverse finish in traffic by Alyssa Larson.
Wow, what a play by Larson there. First offensive rebound for the Saints tonight, and she gets a nice reverse putback.
Left hand this time off the mark on the miss by Fredrickson. And double dribble call on Anea Powell, resulting in a Siena Heights turnover. Haley Hoffman coming off the bench for Siena for her first minutes in this first quarter.
Yeah, both teams, you look to get some key minutes from their bench tonight. You know, something in the game that's going to be played at a high intensity level. You're going to need some key minutes.
Skip to the corner, Hinton left alone. This misses everything and stepping on the line, and she knew it was Carly Andrews applauding, agreeing with the official because she knew it went off her last while she was out of bounds.
Yeah, nice call there, and again, great job on the checkout from Siena Heights, but you know, I have to like how Aquinas is trying to fight for that backside rebound. You know, that's smart basketball, but it doesn't work out for them.
Great seal, little up and a under in traffic off the window. How about the spark? Alyssa Larson has provided off the bench in this opening stanza.
Yeah, she's always been a spark this year. I mean, she averages over 10 points a game off the bench. She's got 2 big buckets here nearly going.
Hinton tried to redeem herself. Faber comes up with the offensive rebound, batted around in the hands of Powell. A chance to take the lead here with the basket for Siena. Gonna go reverse once more and finishing once more, Peyton Banks.
Oh, what a move by Banks. Pretty left hand on the reverse. And for the first time this afternoon, Siena Heights has their lead.
She says, who needs normal banking hours? I am the bank. Faber just inside, and she's so dangerous. Not only we see her post up, but she can pull her defender out to that mid-range game and even shoot behind the perimeter.
Yeah, she's one of those kind of Euro-type post players that can go inside or outside. That's always a tough guard, tough matchup. And well, there's another turnover from that aggressive Aquinas defense.
Powell lost her footing on the way. There you see 4 turnovers already. Aquinas hasn't turned the ball over yet here in this opening first quarter. Siena averages 18.3 turnovers per contest, and really for a team that's 17-6, that's the only hiccup so far for them this season, turning the basketball over. The third time the charm, Keely Hinton missed her last 3, now knocks down her second triple of this opening first quarter. Four-point lead for Aquinas. Tried to force it into the post, that double team, that size, knocking it out of bounds.
Yeah, once again, you see that Aquinas defense really collapse it inside. You know, their rotation has been so good. By the time the ball gets inside, you know, they're instantly seeing that double team.
Larson up top. Banks posting up inside. Drive and kick. Shot clock at 4. Have to get a shot off here. It was short off the right side on the misfire by Allie Miner.
Well, Miner did what she could there, realized the clock was running down, got the ball up, but certainly a tough shot in traffic. And again, another great possession by that Aquinas defense.
Watch Hinton here. She's already knocked down 2 deep threes. Calling for the ball once more. She is feeling it right now. Her 3rd triple of this opening first quarter, 9 points.
Wow, you know, somebody comes in averaging 4.8 points a game's already knocked down 3 threes in the opening quarter. You know, that's a great start in a big-time game.
Wanting to set the tone early in this one. And the thing I like about her so far, we'll stay right here, she's missed a couple threes, Scoop, but a good shooter erases it from their memory right away.
Exactly. The next one's the one that counts, you know, and you know, she's got that shooter's mentality, which you love. And then once again, another great possession by Aquinas. She saw the double team on the entry pass. You know, Siena Heights is really trying to get the ball to the low post, but you know, they're having a problem doing that. It's resulted in several turnovers here in the opening 10 minutes.
Russell and Wills in the ball game, as well as Blackshire late in the first quarter. Trailing by 7. Russell has to get rid of it. The double team just proved to be too much on that possession.
Yeah, it's just a tough shot there. She was being tightly guarded. Again, great job, collapse it inside. I think Siena Heights going to have to go more inside, outside to offset that pressure defense we're seeing.
Daisha Day took too many steps, and Siena can hold for the final shot of the first quarter if they indeed choose to do so. But I'll tell you what, both coaches here, Coach Sue Siljabek as well as Brian Morris, have been rotating substitutions at almost every dead ball here, keeping fresh bodies on the floor.
Well, you really have to, and as we've mentioned, you know, defense is so paramount at this level. You know, the defense is really what controls the offense. That controls the shooting percentage, and right now Aquinas has won that battle in the first quarter.
All the way inside, the little floater off the window. Beating the buzzer was Deshauna Blackshire to bring Siena back within 5 at the end of the first quarter, but Keely Hinton has been on fire. 3 deep balls here, 9 points. Has Aquinas out to a 5-point lead at the end of the first quarter. Second quarter action coming up on BCSN. The opening possession of quarter number 2. Scoop, looking at that first quarter, both teams in the first 3-4 minutes really struggled to get going offensively because of their defensive pressure.
Yeah, the defense really dominated that first quarter, forced some tough shots, forced some turnovers, and the rebounding was solid from both teams. I think there was only one offensive rebound to be had the entire 10 minutes, both teams combined, so that's pretty impressive.
Siena had 5 turnovers in that first quarter to just 1 Aquinas turnover, and something they're going to have to tidy up a little bit here if they're going to contend for their 18th win of the season.
Well, you're right, and a lot of those turnovers, 4 of those 5 turnovers, trying to get the ball inside, so they're going to have to get an inside-outside game
Russell
to keep them honest.
Sealing her defender very deep inside. They whistled the foul on the floor.
I like what Siena did that time. That time they isolated Russell inside, but that time they tried to hit her on the low side before the pass come in on the high side, which has allowed the double team to get there a little bit quicker. That time they went with the drop step move on the baseline, paid off by drawing the foul.
Russell played at Central Catholic, as we talked about, for Corey Stanley. Count the basket! Charmaine Wills fouled as she hit the floor hard. She'll get a chance to add 1 more.
That's a tremendous play by Charmaine Wills there. She saw the 1-on-1, just took it in strong, used her body nicely, and had the strength to get that thing up over the rim and in. And she'll have a chance for a big and 1 here for the Saints to cut into that Aquinas lead.
She had 10 points in the first meeting here already. 6, a chance to add number 7, and she does. here early on in this second quarter. And for the year, Siena shot the ball very well, as we see him now picking up the defensive pressure, running a little full court pressure. And so far, the difference maker has been the perimeter shooting. Bree Spica, the first player other than Keely Hinton to knock down a three.
Wow, huge shot by Spica.
Jump ball call as Brayfeld was tied up underneath the basket. Possession arrow will stay in favor this time for Siena. Tomczak will check back in off the bench, replacing Haley Hoffman. Larson playing nice minutes off the bench along with Blackshire. Blackshire dumping it down to Russell. Foul from behind. And Aquinas bench not very happy with the call.
That's a beautiful pass by Blackshire. You know, once again, we saw how Aquinas rotated over. It looked like Blackshire had a great move, but then it closed off the double team. But what she did, she made that nice diagonal assist, something I think Siena has to do, because in that opening quarter, they tried to finish those shots off and basically were trying to shoot into a double team with no chance for a rebound. That time, the beautiful pass leads to the foul.
Russell, season high 22 against Cornerstone, also in her homecoming against Lords at Sylvania. She had 19. And also, too, that Central group that was so successful, she played with Birdie Glernick that helped change and bring Central back to the forefront, winning the Three Rivers Athletic Conference title. Birdie Glernick now playing for the Northwestern Wildcats.
Yeah, you're right. There's another three ball from Aquinas. Corner pocket once again. And they just, the Saints have had no answer for that deep three from Aquinas.
That was Deja Day. Three different players already for Aquinas have connected from long range. Lead up to 7. And an offensive foul called here. And Scoop, you can tell right now, momentum slowly starting to shift. After that last basket, the bench is fired up and was cheering on their teammates that entire possession.
Well, I love that possession, you know, not just from the girls on the floor, but as you mentioned, the girls off the floor. Every person on that Saints bench was standing up, trying to will their team on. There's a case where you saw the offense start the defense.
Little high-low action going inside to Hannah Brayfeld. And a timeout called here by Coach Sue Siljabeck. At the 7:49 mark, look at that beautiful seal and finish inside.
Yeah, once again, just a great high-low look right here. You see the one-on-one inside, does a great job of sealing her off, and just an excellent pass inside. And, you know, that's a tough combination where we talked about Aquinas has had 5 threes here, so they've got 15 points from the perimeter. But when they have the inside game go with it, that's tough math for your defense.
And also you saw, looking at the replay, there were 3 Siena Heights defenders interior defending the entry into the post.
Well, the key is how she sealed. A lot of times if somebody has somebody sealed off, will release too soon and let the defender slip around. But that time she held her off, saw the pass was airborne, and this went corralled it. By the time the double, triple team came there, she's just too deep in the lane with too much size. You're not going to stop it once it's that penetrated that far.
9-point lead. See what Siena can do out of the 30-second timeout here. Trying to cut this into this early deficit. Will drive inside, out of control, ends up going through the hands of Charmaine Wills.
And again, just credit that Aquinas defense. They force a tough shot with really very little chance for a rebound. You know, that's what's so impressive. You know, it's one thing when you can't shoot a high percentage, another thing when you're not getting second chance points. And that's exactly the case here so far.
5 different players have already scored for Aquinas early in this second quarter. They're doing a good job of sharing the sugar.
Yeah, they've got everybody involved, which just really makes it tough to defend as well.
Beautiful position, dropping to the opposite post, dropping a dime over to Hannah Brayfeld.
Yeah, what a pass there by Day. Just great presence there to see her teammate on the other side. And another bucket in the paint there for Aquinas. They have their largest lead.
Lead now up to 11. Russell rips it away from everyone. And that ball was 3/4 of the way in and just ripped right back out. Here comes the double team. Pass to the opposite corner. Hinton's already knocked down 3 triples early on. Day looking to connect once more, and she drains the bottom of the well.
Wow, what a second quarter Day has had. She's done it at both ends, and there you see the quick release 3 ball.
A 13-4 run to open the second quarter, and right there to stop the bleeding was Alyssa Larson. And boy, the first meeting, the difference maker was the bench points, and on Tuesday their loss. Siena's bench scored 27 points.
Yeah, their bench actually outscored their starters, so that's something they thought they might have an advantage coming in, but that's not been the case thus far. There's still a lot of basketball to be had, but Aquinas is clicking all cylinders right now.
Putting the ball on the deck, getting to the tin. Brayfeld once more, already 8 points for her.
Great job reversing the ball. Once they did, she saw she had the one-on-one. They had a nice fake to the middle, took her to the left side baseline. Ends up an easy deuce.
Also on Michaela Faber, her first. Andrews checking back in off the bench, giving Michaela Faber a well-deserved break. And Allie Fredrickson checking in as well.
Yeah, once again, you see fresh substitutions on both sides. Something that's going to continue to be big here as this game winds on.
Tomczak gets free, little curl cut at the free throw line, connecting.
Yeah, nice curl move off the screen there by Tomczak, and a big bucket to cut into that Aquinas lead. They're going to need to try to get this down to single digits here. Still 5 minutes remaining in this opening half. But, you want to start reeling these guys back in.
Aquinas shooting 52%. Bouncing its way through. And 2 more and breaking into double figures already. Hannah Brayfeld almost already in this first half at her season average of 12.
Yeah, she's such a solid player, and she's a tough guard one-on-one. There's a great give and go. You see the nice finish inside. But that's a big bucket to stop the bleed momentarily.
Skip pass, Hinton sets up, has her feet set. She was hot in that first quarter, having 9 points. That's the most wide open she's been.
Yeah, they've shot an incredible percentage this first half, but certainly a breather.
Bonava knocks her first 3 in.
A big bucket, hold of it from the corner pocket there. That's huge as it gets into that lead, gets it down to single digits. Now the defense has to do their job.
Look at the position inside. Brayfeld right now is just a scoring machine. Whatever she wants inside, she's having her way with her defender.
Yeah, I like how they've isolated her the last several times, taking advantage of a hot hand, and she's carrying this team early in the early going.
11-point Aquinas lead here, 34-23 our score, late quarter number 2. first quarter, Keely Hinton had 9 points, and now Hannah Brayfeld is taking over, leading the scoring attack. 12 points to lead all in scoring here. That's Aquinas out to a 11-point lead late in the second quarter.
Yeah, I think that's one of those adjustments. Siena Heights is going to have to do a better job of right now. The offense is really clicking for Aquinas, and that Saints defense has just had no answer.
Whittington in for her first minutes, had that basket right before the timeout. This time rejected. Here come the Saints in transition. They're going to have a mismatch. Andrews will kick it back out. Hinton step back three. Thought she was going to connect once more.
Yeah, she was feeling it at that time. They made her not only take a step back, but she had to shoot that sort of across her body. It's a much better job by that Saints defense.
Fighting through was Bonova.
Wow, that's just a solid move. That's the one way you have to beat aggressive defense is being the aggressor on offense, and that time we saw just that. And that's another big bucket that gets it back down to 9 points.
Able to catch and shoot at the elbow off the right side of the backboard. Bonova pushing it up ahead to Alyssa Larson. Larson adding a spark off the bench with 8.
Now, just a great transition bucket that time. Did a great job. Larson with the rim run. She was rewarded for her hustle with an excellent pass. And the Siena trying their best to make a run, and they've cut into this lead.
Larson had 16 off the bench in that loss on Tuesday against Michigan Dearborn.
A great check out by Russell on the backside. Once again, you have to finish off possessions by rebounding.
Drive and kick once more. A little bit of a heat check that time. Bonova had 5 straight points before that last miss. Still a 7-point lead for Aquinas. Andrews, straightaway 3 in the hands of Demi Russell.
Once again, great job by Russell.
Russell's kind of had to change her game. Off to a little bit of a slow start here. Still looking to get her first field goal. Throwing an aerial pass. But right now, leading the team in scoring for the year. But when you're having a tough shooting night like tonight, you have to be able to help your team out in other areas. And getting rebounds and winning the loose balls, that's what she's been providing for them.
Well, you're exactly right. There's going to be nights where the ball just doesn't go in the hole for you, but you have to compensate by being that leader. You can do that in a variety of ways, as you mentioned, playing defense, getting rebounds, sort of doing that dirty work. That's something she's done really well, and she's kept her team within striking distance.
Foul right on top on Yana Bonova, her first. That is foul number 2, on Siena. Spica gets free, high arcing shot, partially deflected on the closeout by Topsat. They're going to find her in transition. Couldn't drop it.
Yeah, great pass, but unfortunately there was nobody there for the rebound. You saw 4 Aquinas jerseys there to gather that rebound.
Andrews left alone in the corner. Ball right through the hands of Keely Hinton. And Siena will look to slow it down here. 5-second differential between game clock and shot clock here.
Yeah, certainly important possession. You want to take some momentum into the break. There's going to be an offensive foul, illegal screen. As that time.
Fouls on Alyssa Larson. That's foul number 1 on her, and the 3rd team foul here in quarter number 2 against Siena.
That's a key stop here for Siena Heights as Aquinas will get the ball, start the 3rd quarter as well.
Faber draws the double team, fights through it, back out up top. Andrews connects. Pushes this lead to 10. Siena had a late surge, getting back within 7, but a late 3 from Carly Andrews pushes it to a double-digit lead for the visiting Aquinas Saints. They head into halftime leading by a score 37-27. First half highlights coming up next. Welcome back courtside to Siena Heights University. Now I'm joined by redshirt junior Demi Russell, and we've seen Demi play at Central Catholic. Now getting the opportunity to watch her play here. Right now, having a great junior campaign, leading the team in scoring and shooting 51% from the field. How has the transition been going from your sophomore year to now your junior season?
The transition honestly has been awesome. I knew that previously last year, well not last year, but my sophomore year, April Watson, I knew I had to step up, and I knew that I had to do my part for the team and play my role. So it was pretty interesting, but I kept going and the transition went well.
You guys this season have played very well in front of the home crowd. Just one loss, 10-1 here. What makes this place so special playing here in front of your friends and family?
Team chemistry, honestly. Like, it's everything our team we do together. We eat, we sleep, play ball, everything together. And when we come together and bring that chemistry on the court, it's unstoppable. So, yeah.
Now you were part of a lot of special moments at Toledo Central Catholic. You and former teammate Bertie Glarnick, who's also continuing her collegiate career and part of several special teams that helped kind of revitalize the Central Catholic program. What did that mean to you to be a part of that?
Family. Central Catholic is very family-oriented and very traditional, and I try to keep that with everything that I do in my life now. So yeah, it just carried over, and it's a good experience, and I took what Coach Corey taught me to Siena Heights University.
You mentioned the closeness and family. Just 40 minutes away from Toledo, your family's still able to see you play. What's it like to be able to play in front of them, your friends, your family here at Siena?
It's an amazing experience. My grandfather, he's a big basketball fan, and he's always supported me throughout my whole basketball career. And I try to play for him every game, and I always just have his image in my head, and I'm doing that for him. Because he's disabled, he has one leg, and like he couldn't play basketball, so I try to like do it for him. So yeah.
You guys are having a fantastic season, 17-6, going for another 20-win season. What are your guys' goals for the rest of this season?
To keep playing together, working together, and our goal, honestly, is just to keep winning one game at a time. Because, you know, you never know what could happen. So, yeah, like, we just keep it playing one game at a time. And our goal, I would say, would be nationals. But, you know, you gotta take it one time or one step at a time. But, yeah, it'll be nationals.
Demi, best of luck here today in front of the home crowd and finishing out your junior campaign.
Yeah.
Let's send it back to break real quick. More courtside action coming up on BCSN. half at Siena Heights University. The Saints trailing by 10 at the break by a score of 37-27. Tim Clack alongside Scoop Miller. And let's take a look at our first half highlights, and they started from the opening tip. Aquinas came out with hot shooting, especially from outside. Right there, that young lady, Keely Hinton, knocked down 3 threes in the first quarter.
Yeah, what a spark she provided that first quarter, and that seemed to carry over as Aquinas had 4 different players in that opening half connect from three-point line.
And the leading scorer, Alyssa Larson, saw the little nice up and under, providing a spark, 8 points off the bench. And that hot shooting, though, for Aquinas continued in the second quarter.
Yeah, their ball movement and spacing was so good. They did a great job of sharing the sugar, as you mentioned earlier, and resulted in a lot of open looks.
The post players, Larson and Wills, right there. Wills has 6 points, all coming in the second quarter. But when Hinton cooled down, Day picked up the work in the second quarter.
Yeah, she really did. You know, they just seemed to have an answer, and they did a nice job right there. You see a nice isolation, and you know, what a half that Brayfield had. And then when you have that outside game going and you have an inside presence such as her, it really makes it tough on your defense.
Take a look at the first half statistics here. 45.5% shooting was Aquinas in that first half, 38% for Siena, but the three-point shooting really tells the story, as well as the turnovers. Just 1 turnover for Aquinas in that first half.
You're exactly right. You know, the three-point shooting really says it all. You look at not only the 7 for 16 compared to 1 for 6, but 43% to 60%. But really what those numbers represent is your defense. And that's a credit to Aquinas, that defense they played. You know, they were collapsing. They were forcing tough shots. And, you know, when you're shooting that well from the three-point line, that means you're getting a lot of open looks. To the Siena Heights credit, I thought in the second quarter they did a much better job of changing things up. Most of those 9 misses from the three-point line were in that second quarter, where they had to start maybe taking some step-back threes and, you know, maybe taking some threes with a hand in the face, something they didn't do that first quarter. And Siena was able to cut into that 14-point lead down to 10, but they still have their work cut out for them against a very good Aquinas team here in the second half.
Siena, 3 times or less this season, have made only 3 threes 15 times. Just 1 3 in that opening first half. They trail by 10 at the break. Second half action coming up next. Tip clock alongside Scoop Miller out of Siena Heights University. The Saints trailing Aquinas by 10 as we kick off second half action here. Look at our first half scoring leaders for Aquinas. Hannah Brayfeld led the scoring attack. 12 points, 7 first half threes, but the post game was what really got the offense rolling for Siena Heights inside with Larson and Wilkes.
Yeah, they're in the paint. Kind of get them back in the game. They cut that into a 14-point deficit, cut in half, but that late 3 ball from Aquinas moved it back up to a 10-point advantage, and that's where we stand right now heading into third quarter.
See if that hot shooting continues. Hinton gets rid of the ball. Shot clock under 10. Spica kicks it out on the wing. 17-footer knocked down by Michaela Faber.
Wow, great opening possession there by Aquinas. They're able to get everybody involved, had great movement, great spacing, and they had a nice kick out to the outside with the open look.
Russell faced up, tried to get the ball inside to Alyssa Larson. And another turnover here for a team that averages almost 16 per game on the season.
And again, once again, trying to force it inside, and that defense did a great job collapsing. There's a nice drop down defense there by Siena, returns the favor.
Just the second turnover against Aquinas. Russell, spin move inside, shot, missed everything.
Well, great job by Aquinas. When Russell gets the ball, they're sending that second defender, and she has to recognize that and realize she's going to have a teammate open.
They were going to work, return that one to sender.
That's a tremendous block. Not only did she get all ball, but she was on top of the basketball. And that had no chance, but fortunately for Aquinas, they'll be able to take it out of bounds with still 13 seconds on the shot clock.
And everybody getting involved in the scoring action in that first half for Aquinas. 23 assists last time out against Concordia. Good looking shot by Faber, too strong as it skips past the rim. Great interior passing, tried to finish off the glass, too strong. Good look inside around the cup, just couldn't get it to drop.
Yeah, strong pass inside, great look there by Vitava inside, just could not get that to go in off the window. And Aquinas able to corral that rebound once again. Siena Heights, one and done.
Driving kick over to Faber. Brayfeld looking for her first two, and beautiful little drop step finishing with the left up, surpassing her season average now with 14.
Yeah, she's picking up where she left off that first half. I mean, I'm not sure you can defend it much better than what Siena Heights did right there. She had 2 defenders all over her. Somehow she was able to make a spin move, get it up and in.
Peyton Banks will check in for Russell, who just picked up foul number 2. Tomczak straight away, looking to enter the post. Good patience, the move wasn't there. They skipped it over to the wing and then allowed Alyssa Larson to regain the position.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job of trying to isolate her inside, and that time it pays off. They're able to get her down low in the block, and all Aquinas can do from there is foul. And you know, this is where Siena really has to kind of get worked way back in the ball game from the foul line. They shot just 3 free throws that first half. And against such an aggressive defense, I think you have to be able to counterattack that and make that aggression work to your advantage. You can do so by, you know, playing strong with the basketball, using ball fakes, using pump fakes, and get to the foul line. That's a good sign right there as they are able to convert.
And look at this, full court pressure applied. We saw it in the second quarter, the one possession that they applied that pressure. They forced Aquinas into a bad shot when they broke the pressure.
Yeah, and when you press, you don't necessarily have to get the turnover. Yeah, you love to force that turnover, but what the press could do sometimes is get a team to take a rush shot, a shot they usually maybe don't take, and speed them up. And right there you see the turnover result, and maybe playing a little faster than they wanted. So credit Coach Siljebeck there, make some adjustments, try to disrupt that offensive flow that Aquinas had going so well in that opening half.
Coach Siljebeck, a lot of experience on the sideline. Her 14th season here, she played at New Orleans, graduating in 1997. She's led Siena to 4 NAIA tournament berths.
Yeah, she's all-time leading wins here at Siena with 265. And what a tremendous job, as you mentioned, 5 20-win seasons the last 7 seasons. They're knocking on the door once again this year to not only get 20, but get beyond 20. And they've got their hands full today, but look for her team to make a solid second half comeback here. And a lot of basketball to be had here.
2 26-win seasons. And their second 3 of the game. This one coming from Peyton Banks to get them back within 9.
Yeah, she's a proven outside shooter. She's hit 41%. There's a great defense possession. 1 and done. Let's see if the Saints can capitalize.
Going right back, stepping through and finishing. Kiana Vadova forcing a timeout here and has Siena back within 7.
Yeah, right on cue. Siena makes a nice little run there. And again, I think they've, credit Coach Siljebeck, I think they've made some nice adjustments. And one thing offensively, that we saw them that first half, try to go inside. They forced some turnovers. They need to get some kind of perimeter game going. I think once you do that, it's going to open up that interior. Right now, we've seen a pretty good mix here in the opening 3+ minutes of the third quarter.
Within 7. They were within 7 late in the first half, but a late spark by Aquinas pushed it to a 10-point lead here. And they come out again in 1-2-1-1 here this time on the entry pass. That was almost 5 seconds. That official hand, I think, was about to come down. The 5th time and another steal. This time at the elbow. Back within 5. Powell with the basket.
Yeah, great job by Powell. She was able to convert the turnover into an easy deuce. And this is as close as Siena's been since the first quarter.
New life here. They've trailed by as many as 14. Back within 5 here, resurging. Have to get a shot off here. Not able to do so. Great defense for the second straight possession, this time forcing a shot clock violation.
Oh, what a tremendous possession there by the Siena Heights defense. And it started at the backcourt there with that full court pressure, taking a little bit of time off the floor there, disrupting that Aquinas offense that seemed to be in such a groove and rhythm here in the early going. At that time, they get a shot clock violation, which is a huge momentum builder for your team.
Powell letting it fly. Banks fighting for the loose ball, tips it in play. And this is why Siena's 10-1 at home, because of this grit and scrappy determination.
Yeah, as well as Aquinas played, Siena Heights still believes they can win this ball game. They've sort of weathered the storm, and now they're just a run away.
Spica tried to get it to favor. They weren't on the same page. 1 turnover in that first half. There you take a look at it. Now up to 6 here, and kind of evening the battle. Siena just has 2 more turnovers with 8.
We talked about at halftime, the biggest difference in the game has been the shooting percentage, but that's all predicated from your defense. And right now, you can see Siena is putting a much more concerted effort in the defensive end. They've extended it full court. Even when they haven't made steals, they've really disrupted some passes, maybe forced a couple quick shots, and we certainly have seen a few turnovers forced from that extended pressure.
Larson sets the screen, bounce pass inside, turnover number 9. Andrews bringing the ball up herself before getting the ball in the hands of Keely Hinton. Foul away from the basket, believe that. The guilty party, Peyton Banks.
Well, that's a foul you're going to live with. I thought, for as well as Aquinas played offense that first half, Siena Heights only had 5 fouls. I think you have to be a little bit more aggressive when teams are hitting from the outside, hurting you on the inside like we saw from Aquinas that first half. So I think that's a good type of foul where you're just fighting for position inside. You're trying to really send a statement with your physicality, something Siena Heights has really stepped up here in this third quarter, being so much more physical than we saw the opening 20 minutes.
Tomczak almost keeping that ball in bounds, but love the defensive pressure and the intensity to step in the passing lane. Brayfeld hands off to Hinton. Faber ball fake, now inside, double clutching. Brayfeld there. Ripped it away from 3 defenders, showing off her strength.
Tremendous rebound by Hannah Brayfeld. Just when Siena Heights really had things going, they've been on a nice run. They were able to force Aquinas down to the last 10 seconds of the shot clock. It looked like they're going to corral the rebound. She comes out of nowhere, gets a big offensive board, results in the foul. She'll have a chance to extend that Saints lead.
And that was the very first free throw in the game by Aquinas.
Yeah, and again, I think Siena Heights can really step up their pressure, which we've started to see. But they were shooting the ball so well that first half, they did not really, need to get to the foul line. You got 4 different girls hitting from beyond the arc, and the tremendous half we saw from Brayfeld inside.
She has 16 uncontested layup as Powell got free, couldn't finish, going to her left.
That's a tough break. That was a look they'll take every time down. Just couldn't get to go in.
Skip pass, Andrews in the corner. High ball screen for Spica. Look at the great passing. It's going to be waved off on the travel. 3 passes on the inside before the shot at the free throw line. Unfortunately, too many steps.
That was actually an excellent possession. Aquinas offense. They had great spacing. Got the open shooter they wanted. She just got caught with her feet not quite right and took that little extra shuffle. I think that's a great call. I think a lot of kids kind of get away with that shuffle step as they step into their shot, but that time the official's right on top of it. That's a break for Siena Heights. Let's see if they can take advantage.
Whittington provided a surge in that first half, handling the point guard duties and in the ball game once more.
A great way to stop a run is from defense, and we're seeing Aquinas for the last 2 possessions done an excellent job at the defensive end, and that time results in a forced turnover.
Brookshire in as well. Faber, that's experience right there. Knew she didn't have numbers and got it in her point guard's hands. Day driving inside. Larson steps in and says, no, not in my house.
Well, you're exactly right, and that's exactly what she did. Tremendous timing, great block from Larson. Now just 12 to shoot on the shot clock.
Day looking to get the ball in, just lobs it up in the hands of Blackshire. The Euro step dumps off to Banks. She'll have a chance to add one more.
Now what a pass by Blackshire in transition. We'll see right here. Looks like she's going to take it all the way. Makes a nice dump to her teammate, and there you see the hoop in the harm. This could be a big N1 here for Peyton Banks.
Banks from Wadsworth, the team that is always so good at the high school level. They knocked off Whitmer 3 years ago in the regionals and advanced to the state tournament.
Yeah, I've watched them down in Columbus numerous times over the years, so you know she's coming from a great program with great coaching. What a season she's had here for the Saints.
Back within 4. Siena has not led since early on in this contest. Out of the guilty party. Saw her holding her hands up saying, I stood my ground. What else do I have to do?
Yeah, that's a tough break. You know, Spica really had no place to go. I think the fact she just wasn't quite vertical, the officials bailed her out on that. But again, aggressive play by Spica. You know, she's one of those leaders. You know, she does a great job at the line. She's 79% shooter from the line. You know, just an all-around solid player, very intelligent player. And those are 2 big free throws right there for Aquinas. They get that lead back up to 6 points.
Spica, a great 3-point shooter. 60 makes on the season. She's only made 1 here tonight. They haven't needed her to because everybody else has had the hot hand behind the perimeter.
Yeah, and that's kind of unusual. That's not something they've really hung their hat on this year, but they saw something that first half from that Siena Heights defense, took advantage, and just sort of snowballed where it carried over to other people. And we saw tremendous shooting in that open half.
Fredrickson has to get a shot off. Andrews will fire. Ends up in the hands of Fredrickson. A fresh shot clock coming.
Oh, what a tough break. You know, they took 28 seconds off the shot clock. They shot with 2 left, but they didn't close out the possession by checking out. And now Aquinas will get another opportunity.
Ball defensively by Vadava as Demi Russell checks in, replacing Alyssa Larson.
With a kick ball, the shot clock will reset up to 15. It was down below that.
Siena's done a great job defending inbound passes, not allowing any looks for Aquinas. Turnaround jumper inside, ends up in the hands of Whittington. Boy, look at her going a little out of control. It almost fell on the circus shot attempt.
That was a circus shot, and that almost went in, but you know, tough shot in transition, in traffic.
Fredrickson, the turnaround left-hand shot, ends right back up in her hands, gets rid of it today. Siena won the rebounding battle in the first meeting. Aquinas has done a much better job cleaning up the boards today.
Yeah, both these teams, one of the reasons both these teams have been successful, they're plus margin of ratio or whatever in the rebound department, and so when they go head-to-head, that makes it even more paramount. And certainly probably going to be the telltale as this thing unwinds.
Today in the hands of Hinton. Hinton transferred over from the University of Findlay. Her and both Allie Fredrickson coming to Aquinas from the University of Findlay Oilers. Fredrickson can't handle the pass. Vadava leading the attack once more. Russell called for the basketball. Fights through, she'll kick it back out. And they'll reset here with under 10. Russell. Eldon, you see head coach Brian Morse almost out to midcourt there, trying to talk and plead with the officials, asking for 3 seconds in the key.
Yeah, Russell was working very hard inside. I like what she did the first time she got the ball. You know, the first half she sort of forced some shots when the double team came. You know, that time she was well defended, but instead of forcing the shot, kicked it back out, reversed it, got it back to her. That time able to draw the foul. So very smart decision there by Russell. And she can take advantage at the line. She cashed in on the first one.
65% free throw shooter on the season. 2 for 3 here tonight, so right at her average. Just her second point, both coming at the charity stripe.
Well, I like how she's been working really hard. She's been frustrated offensively. You saw her numbers there, 0 for 4 from the field, but she's still working hard to post up. She's still playing good defense. She's still crashing the boards, which is a sign of a pretty good leader out there.
Has led her team back within 5 once more. They've been as close as 4, haven't been able to get closer than that in the second half. What about the patience inside, letting that develop, and finishing was Faber.
Yeah, excellent set that time by Aquinas. Ran to perfection, got the ball deep down low. And Russell did the smart thing by not fouling.
Russell stepping through. And let's see if that basket gets her going. That is her first made field goal of this evening.
Wow, what a big time move. Pretty good defense, but she just made a nice juke inside. Got an easy Fuck it off the window. Now they need a big stop here to end things in third quarter.
Dave uses a shot fake, tried to step through. Russell hitting the deck. She's tied up underneath with 0.7 of a second remaining in quarter number 3.
Yeah, this is a tough break for Siena Heights. Did a great job, forced a jump ball. But with just 0.7 of a second left, it's really just going to give Aquinas the ball to start the third quarter. I've always tried to argue that you should have the right to decline a jump ball if you want it in that scenario. That time they got really kind of penalized for great defensive possession there. They end things out in the third quarter.
Siena able to fight back. We have ourselves a ball game, 5-point Aquinas lead as we start the fourth. There you see the score by quarter. Siena using a 15-10 scoring run in the third quarter. They trailed by as many as 14. Now back within 5 and have some life to start the final 10 minutes of regulation.
Yeah, what a job by that Siena defense in the third quarter. After surrendering 22 points in quarter 2, they were able to hold that Aquinas team who's been doing so many things well offensively to just 10 points. And I think that was a combination thing. I thought Coach Stilchevek made some great adjustments, but I thought probably even more paramount than that was the fact that really Siena Heights just started playing with a lot of toughness there at the defensive end that really paid off.
First meeting between these two was 59-55, and right now another low-scoring affair. That's a tribute to how well defensively sound these two teams are.
Yeah, it really is. You know, both these teams are two of the top teams as far as defense, you know, forcing your opponents to a low percentage, shooting percentage and so forth. And, you know, to go head-to-head like this in such a key game at a key part of the season, you knew both teams would leave it all out there, and nobody's been disappointed.
With 2 left on the clock, it looked like it went off the hands of Blackshire, and that
it should be a shot clock violation. I don't believe that hit the rim. And so I think Siena's going to get the basketball.
You are exactly right. That's the second time here in this half we've seen a shot clock violation forced by Siena Heights.
And again, that's just sheer effort. You know, the first half, Aquinas was getting open look after open look within the first 10 seconds of the shot clock once they crossed the timeline. And now they've had to really work just to get any shot off.
And a foul called attacking the basket was Alyssa Larson.
That's a tough move there by Larson. You know, she was being well defended. You have to give credit to Aquinas there. You know, they were trying to defend her extremely well. She just made a solid spin move and, you know, made a smart play there. Sort of initiated a little bit of contact on that. That's a call the offensive player is going to get. And she puts down a big free throw once again to cut into that lead. This has been about as close as they've been since the opening quarter.
Siena 7 of 9 from the charity stripe, 78%. Aquinas has been perfect from the line. They haven't been there a lot, just 4 times during the contest here this evening. Larson leading the scoring attack, and Russell and Faber getting tied up underneath. And Russell will be whistled on the foul. The basket will count. It was after it had gone through here.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly a good bucket. And again, that's an aggressive foul. I don't have any problem with that as a coach. You know, senior kids trying to trying to make a play, trying to get the offensive glass, and, especially after having maybe a disappointing first half. I think the energy level's been up. Those are fouls you'll live with.
Able to beat the pressure down the sidelines this last time up the floor. Hinton hasn't hit a basket since the first quarter. Andrews flies from deep. And a chance to tie here on this possession with a three for Siena Heights. Blackshire driving hard to the basket. And a travel is called on the spin move.
Yeah, that time Blackshire just maybe tried to do a little bit too much. Great rebound by Larson at the other end. But instead of getting into that offense, tried to maybe force something. That's a break for Aquinas.
Siena, the number 20 team in NAIA right now. And they are being tested to their limits here in front of their home crowd, where they've been so successful this season, 10-1 in their home facility. Whittington off balance, and it was because the contact came, and she will head to the line. And what a difference maker tempo-wise this offense has been when she's been inside the line.
Yeah, she's been that high energy person that really, I think that her teammates feed off that. And there you see Whittington did a nice job going strong to the rim. Was able to initiate the contact a little bit, draws the foul.
Can't connect from the stripe. To get it within two, she'll have one more go at it. Brings it back to a 2-point Aquinas lead. And here comes the pressure on the inbounds right away. For the second straight time, they beat it by getting space and getting their quickest players up the sidelines.
And again, I like how Siena Heights keeps extending that defense just to try to get Aquinas out of that comfort zone. That time, again, a foul you're probably going to live with. You want to try to cut off that sideline. Got there maybe a step late. But again, they're pressuring the ball, doing a much better job making things difficult in that Aquinas offense.
Fredrickson gets it in to Faber, power dribble inside. And boy, right now, Coach Morse giving the referee that's closest to him an earful before the foul was called. And that's the fourth on Russell, playing with 4 fouls now here with 8:02 left in regulation.
Yeah, you're right, Coach Morris. He's been very animated on practically every call here in this fourth quarter. So, that can only go so far. You got to be careful as a coach. That might get you a call here and there, but I think in the long haul, you got to really focus on your kids, and he's done a great job of that. Both these coaches are certainly 2 of the top coaches in the WHAC. But there's a lot of basketball to be had. You have to play with composure. And right there, you see a big answer. And Aquinas now looking for that shutdown possession after Faber's able to knock down the free throw.
Coming out in a little 2-3 zone look this possession. Banks, scoop shot inside. Fouled, attacking the basket. And that's the first time we've seen Coach Morse mix up the defenses here, coming down the floor with a 2-3 zone look that last time.
Yeah, and again, Siena's kind of been in that comfort zone. They found some confidence, so I think, now as countermeasure, you want to try to change things up a little bit, but excellent possession again by Siena, is able to find Banks inside. And she made a nice sort of fingertip roll move, couldn't get the bucket to go in, but draws the foul. And a chance to cut into that lead even further here, can make this a 2-point ball game, and she does.
27 bench points scored once again for Siena so far here early on in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's right where they were at their last game, so that's kind of been a common theme, and certainly they provided a huge spark, and now they got to do it at the defensive end.
Looking for a stand here defensively. Faber attacks the basket. The foul comes, and she finishes at the rim.
Wow, big time finish by Faber. Coming off that 26-point performance earlier in the week on 12 of 13 shooting, there you saw a tough shot in traffic, has the strength to get it up off the window and in. And that's a big conventional 3-point play. to push that Aquinas lead back up to 5.
And it's been a hard-earned 11 points for her here tonight, earning every single one of them.
And once again, you see that 2-3 zone from Aquinas trying to mix things up.
Look at the vision, spin inside, shot off the mark, no good.
Yeah, great check out by Faber at the other end. Pretty good possession from that 2-3 zone. Sometimes it can be difficult to rebound the zone, but great job there by Aquinas.
They're looking for a little bit of breathing room. Double team comes. Faber passes out of it. And a hard foul ripping off the headband of Bree Spica.
Tonight's foul number 22, Siena Blackshire, her first.
It's foul number 1 on Blackshire. And that brings us to the 1-and-1 here. Also 2 for the rest of quarter number 4.
Something we didn't get to in the first 3 quarters at all for either team, but here in the 4th quarter, I think it just speaks about the defensive intensity and the pressure that's being applied, being in the 1-and-1. Just 3 minutes and 14 seconds into the 4th quarter really speaks volumes as far as the intensity we're seeing right now.
Spica, almost a 79% free throw shooter, missed the first, cashes in the second. She's 3 for 4 tonight from the line. Lead back up to 6. Siena's been able to get back within 2, haven't been able to tie it up yet. Deep 3 in the corner from Tomczak.
Yeah, right now Aquinas really packing in that 2-3 zone, so they're going to need somebody from the perimeter to step up. That time a great look, just couldn't quite find the bottom of the net, but certainly a good look, and I think you'll see a few more threes down the stretch here with that defense we're seeing from Aquinas.
Back out, Faber lost it, lost the handle of it. It ends up in the hands of Larson. Vadova spinning her way in, kicks it out. One more pass. It was online, but short on the 3 attempt by Peyton Banks.
Yeah, once again, good look by Banks. She's a 41% three-point shooter. They'll take that look every time down. Just couldn't finish it. But pretty good ball movement against that 2-3 zone.
Skip pass over to Spica. Guarded up top by Vadova. Spica gets free, drives and kicks, hitting everybody up on the bench. They would have erupted. That would have given them a 9-point lead.
Yeah, and she, like I said, she came out on fire with 3 of those trays in that opening quarter. Here we're going to see a 30-second timeout by Siena.
It's time for tonight's fan cam, brought to you by HLS Orthodontics and Invisalign, and Invisalign team premier provider. Great crowd on hand for the first of 2 games here tonight.
Yeah, what a treat here, doubleheader. We got the women's game going on against 2 of the top teams in the Wolverine-Hoosier Athletic Conference, and it'll be followed up by the men's game immediately following. But what a good one we have here today, Tim, is, you know, Aquinas had a great first half, got a 14-point lead in that second quarter, but Siena has really done it the blue-collar way here in this second half. They've worked their way back in it, got as close as 2 points. And now the lead is 6 for Aquinas, with Siena with the basketball trying to cut into that lead even further.
Both teams trying to earn win number 18 on the season. Identical records. Up top, Powell lets it fly, too strong off the back iron, in the hands of point guard Keely Hinton.
And once again, open look. I like how they got the ball inside one time. They kicked it back out, something they're going to have to continue to do. They can't just live in the perimeter, but they've had some great looks. They've just gone cold.
A timeout called by Coach Brian Morse to help persevere the possession here. 30-second timeout called for his squad.
Yeah, smart timeout there by Coach Brian Morse. You know, recognize his players on the floor in trouble. A lot of times that's going to result in a turnover, or maybe you're going to lose the possession. But big timeout. They'll have a chance to reset with still 13 seconds on the shot clock.
Siena, 2 of 11, 18% from distance tonight. Turnovers, they're pretty even. But the good thing for Siena, even though they have 11 turnovers, they're below their season average, which is a little over 15 per game.
Yeah, and what I really like about those numbers is the fact that, you know, Siena's really stepped up their defense. They hardly forced any turnovers that entire first half, but their defense has really caused problems. Even when they haven't forced turnovers, they've been forcing tougher shots. They've been forcing Aquinas to really work the ball a lot harder offense than they had to the first half.
Shot clock under 10 now. Speaker drives inside, left hand. Rebound flying in was Addison Tomczak.
Now big rebound by Tomczak, and now the offense has to get in gear here.
Larson flashing at the high post. Look at the bodies swarming around her. She wanted a foul there. There was a lot of contact between her and Brayfelt down low on the post.
Yeah, pretty good move, a lot of contact. Unfortunately, really, Siena sent nobody to the board, so no chance to get that rebound.
Speaking, guarded by Vadova on the near wing. Backing in, ball fake. Andrews straight away off the left side of the backboard. Right now, Siena cannot afford to just go back and forth and trade possessions. There's a costly turnover. They're getting defensive stops, but not converting them into points on the board right now.
Yeah, that 2-3 zone is really kind of posed some problems for Siena.
High arcing shot by Brayfelt. She's really cooled down, leading the offense with 16 and back-to-back turnovers. That one forced by Banks.
That's a tough break, because not only does it turn it over, but it's going to put Aquinas right to the line as Siena's in the is committed over the bonus. So big free throws coming up for Brayfelt, and Aquinas has been very solid at the line. You see Brayfeld's numbers right there. What a night she had. 16 points, has only missed the one field goal. Everything else has been in, and she remains perfect at the stripe.
She
with another big free throw.
Passed her season average in that first half.
Yeah, you just have to be impressed, not just with her numbers, but how hard she's worked out there. But I think that's a direct correlation. You know, sometimes, you know, the harder you play, you know, the better you are. I mean, it makes perfect sense, and she's done that. I mean, that's been that workhorse, and you know, that time she was able to do it with her defense, and caused her to get to the stripe here, where she's been awfully good.
It remains perfect. Perfect 4 for 4. Full timeout. We'll step aside with them. Aquinas with a 8-point lead with 3:22 remaining in the fourth. Tim Clegg alongside Scoop Miller. Siena Heights trailing by 8 here in the fourth quarter with 3:22 remaining in regulation. And a very important possession ensuing here. Right now they've been down as many as 14. They battled back, got it within 2, but the last couple minutes, turnovers in transition have proven to be costly.
Yeah, and you know, Aquinas done a great job, as you mentioned, that transition defense, and sometimes that's the hardest thing to teach. They've done an excellent job. of not only getting back, but then reading passes, anticipating, and their defense here in this fourth quarter has been superb.
See if they can figure out how to beat this 2-3 zone. Also, too, Demi Russell in playing with 4 fouls. They'll find her at the high post, backing in, stepping through, and the junior converts.
Yeah, great move by Russell. She stayed under control, had a solid move. Once she got to 1-on-1, she knew what to do. That's a great finish and a big-time hoop.
Faber the other way. Bottomov driving, tried to find Russell on the near post.
Turnovers down the stretch here have been huge. Aquinas once again has that shutdown possession. And now they're going to be a little bit more deliberate. The shot clock is down to 12.
Watch them battling inside. Faber, I have no clue how she finished there. The contact, the hand in her face.
Wow, what a big-time finish down there in traffic. I like what she did. She posted up high enough where she turned baseline. She still had a chance to use the glass. Sometimes you set up too low and you lose that luxury.
32nd timeout called by head coach Sue Silgerbeck with 2:08 remaining. And after this one, Lords is next up for Siena Heights. And a big win for them, 73-48 the first meeting, and 48 points inside the paint. Demi Russell had 19 of those points, so they're looking forward. Try and close this one out, take a little bit of momentum for the second game against Lords.
Yeah, and right now it's just the focus is right here. This is the big game, and they all know it. So, every game's big in the WHAC here. Right now, teams are trying to fight for one of those top 4 spots in the league, so you can host a first-round tournament game. And both these teams are sort of right there, just out of second place, basically. This is the key game.
How much is fatigue playing here? This is the 4th game in 10 days for Siena. They started last Sunday, played Wednesday, played today, and then next Wednesday, all within 10 days.
Well, I think it showed up on the perimeter shooting. That's something that Siena Heights has done so well all season, but tonight they've really struggled, and that might be a small part. Certainly not to take away anything from Aquinas, because their defense has really probably played the biggest part of that as well.
Siena needs a stop here. Shot clock at 5. Spica has to get rid of it. And another shot clock violation, the 3rd of this second half, forced by Siena.
Yeah, Siena once again, great defense. That time they're kind of recipient of Aquinas trying to take some time off the clock, but when you got great defense, you end up forcing a prayer like that. You did your part, but now the offense has to have an answer.
Have to have a sense of urgency here, too. Down by 8 under 90 seconds. Left and going reverse once more. That's been her go-to move, Alyssa Larson. And here comes the pressure right away.
Yeah, what a move by Larson. You have to get inside, try to get to the foul line, stop the clock. They get the deuce, but now they're still down 6, 2-possession game. It looks like Siena's going to elect to let them run the shot clock down.
Especially, too, with as much as they've struggled behind the perimeter, down 6 here as the foul called with 7 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Yeah, that's probably not the foul they wanted right there. The fact that the shot clock was down to 7, but then they bailed them out. Not only did she get to the foul line, but she's a knockdown shooter, and that's going to make this a 3-possession game. So that's tough math. You're going to make that foul, you want to make it early in possession, not 23 seconds into the possession.
Aquinas 92% at the charity stripe. Brayfeld, perfect 6 for 6. Pushes the lead back up to 8. With 47 seconds remaining, we'll step aside. Full timeout called here. Under a minute remaining. Late in the fourth quarter, Aquinas leading by 8 right now. Siena has to get a quick basket, get a quick stop on the inbounds, or a quick foul right away, but that's hard because Aquinas has been dynamite from the free throw line, shooting over 90% tonight.
Yeah, it makes it tough to come back when you know, they're getting 2 points at a time every time you foul.
They get the ball to Russell, going to work inside, no whistle. Larson there, gets her own miss, goes reverse again, which we've seen her maybe be a little bit more comfortable going reverse than the traditional layup.
Yeah, that's a tough shot, but she's made it look easy tonight. But what a tremendous effort right there. Able to get a second and third shot against an Aquinas defense that's been so solid all night long. And then not only she gets to the line, that stops the clock. But right now there's just no margin of error for Siena Heights. You have to knock down the free throws. You're going to have to be able to get a steal in the backcourt.
Larson knocks down another free throw. 35 bench points today for Siena Heights.
Yeah, what a spark they've been. You know, their energy has been really good, particularly in the second half. But now their defense has to make a big play. It looks like Aquinas is going to take a 30-second timeout. They're going to advance the basketball, too, to keep Siena from using that full court pressure.
And that's a smart move by Coach Brian Morse, realizing that hey, we want to advance the ball so we can get past this pressure, because this pressure in the second half has given us fits at times.
Yeah, that's a tremendous coaching move, because not only do you not risk the turnover in the backcourt that could lead to an easy deuce, now you get the ball in the front court, so now you can set an out-of-bounds play, get the ball to your top free throw shooter, and with just 32.9 left in the contest, you know, Siena Heights has to foul right away. And, you know, that's been bad math, the fact that Aquinas have been so good at the foul line all night long.
Mention Siena's success, 20-win seasons, 5 out of the last 7 years. Aquinas looking to get back with their first 20-win season since the 2013-2014 season. And this would help them a long way in doing just that. Quick foul right away. Right on the basketball, Charmaine Wills.
Yeah, and they use less than a second off to commit the foul. Bad thing is, she's just been so solid all night long. Faber has.
With 31.9 left here, Faber 13 points. Make it 14 now as she adds another.
Yeah, when you knock down free throws like this, you're going to win a lot of ball games, and that's why one of the reasons Aquinas is so good in tight ball games. In fact, they're 8-2 in games decided by 9 points or less, and that really speaks volumes to not only how they execute, but how they can knock things down from the stripe. And there's 2 big free throws.
And that will be the final full timeout. We'll step aside one final time. 8-point lead with 31.9 remaining. Aquinas holding on to a 8-point lead late in the fourth quarter. Tim Flag alongside Scoop Miller here. A tall task ahead here for Siena. Both sides now officially out of timeouts, and right now have to have a quick basket right away. And you don't necessarily need a 3 because, quite frankly, they've struggled behind the perimeter tonight.
Yeah, they just need a quick basket any kind, and their defense has to make a play.
Russell passes out. High arcing 3 by Tomczak. Had a good look at it, gets her own miss. Floater in the lane. That won't drop either. Had a good look at a wide open three. Gotta love the effort, getting the loose ball, getting another chance at it.
Yeah, the effort the second half is not where they've lost this ball game. It's really been their inability to hit shots, but I think you have to credit Aquinas for that. You know, your shooting percentage is always dictated by how hard the other team plays defensively, where they force you into tough shots. You know, if you have to consistently shoot shots from perimeter that are contested, you're not getting second chance points, you're not getting second looks in the paint. That makes it tough to shoot a high percentage, and I think the numbers reflect that here this afternoon.
Faber just missed her first free throw. 5 of 6, comes back and knocks down the second attempt. That might be the dagger. And ripping this one, Wills going in strong, stopping the clock with 8 seconds remaining. Wills 9 points. Getting set up, applying that pressure. Need a turnover on the first pass, and they get it. Powell with the quick shot. And that will be foul number 5 if Russell's the guilty party. And that indeed is foul number 5 on Demi Russell. Fouling her out with 4.8 left in this.
Yeah, she's played a solid ball game. You know, she's doing all she can right to the very end, you know, trying to make something happen there, try to put herself position to get an offensive putback. That time she gets caught with the push. But, you know, Aquinas is going to come out of here. They're going to really kind of steal one on the road. But I'm not sure you can say really steal one when you come in 17-6, you know, 10-3 in the WHAC. But certainly they know it's a big, big win here at Siena Heights, who, as you mentioned, Tim, came in 10-1 at home court here this season.
They're going to drop to 10-2 at home. Aquinas completes the season sweep of Siena Heights. Final score 63-55, and that 14-point deficit proved to be too much to overcome here today.
Yeah, you just can't dig a hole against a quality team like Aquinas. They had so many weapons, but you have to credit their game plan. They came in here with a solid game plan. They came out and executed that perfection. Their aggressiveness from start to finish was really the difference. They just never took their foot off the accelerator. It results in a hard-earned road win here at Siena Heights.
Great play inside by the post players, especially the bench, and Alyssa Larson, 16. 34 total bench points kept them in.
Yeah, that's usually going to win you a lot of ball games. You get 34 bench points, but the fact that Aquinas was so good, you know, they had some great bench play as well. Their defense really was a dominant force here this evening, and they certainly earned this win here at Siena Heights.
And that'll do it for our entire BCSN crew. My broadcast partner, Scoot Miller. I'm Tim Clack. Thank you so much for joining us. Our final score, Aquinas 63, Siena Heights 55. That'll do it here from Siena. Until next time, so long, everybody.